Hello, nerds! Thank you for watching Generally Nerdy. This is your Weekend Nerdom Supplemental Edition for the week of April 2nd, 2018. For those of you that don't know, the supplemental video is kind of the catch-all for all of the other nerdy stuff that doesn't really fit into the other 5 categories. So stuff that would, by some people's standards, be a little more traditionally nerdy. Also, we talk a lot about stuff going on around YouTube that's interesting and fun to watch. And if there's a section that I don't have enough news from earlier in the week, then it'll go into the supplemental video. That hasn't happened for a while, but with con season starting, it's bound to happen. Either I won't be able to make 5 videos in a week because I will be at a con, or I won't be able to film on Sunday night. Something along those lines is bound to happen in the next few weeks, but that all being said, let's jump into the intro sequence so we can hit up some of that super nerdy news.
Quiet on the set, rolling.
Hi, I am Bitsy Telek.
Hey, I'm Hale Appleman.
I'm Walter Kane.
I'm Rene Aubergenois. Odo on Deep Space Nine.
Michael Dorn, Lieutenant Commander Worf, Star Trek The Next Generation.
Come and see me and hear me and talk to me and listen to me talk about myself.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, often considered generally nerdy, and you are listening to what is often considered generally nerdy.
On Generally Nerdy.
You're listening to
Generally Nerdy.
Generally Nerdy.
Generally nerdy.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Yay Sports Score a Goal Unit Basket. It's the shirt that says, yeah, I know sports are a thing, and I know you care, I just can't bring myself to give a crap about which Neanderthal is touching which other Neanderthal's, balls and stuff. You can get, it looks a little something like this, and then, something like this. You can get yours over at the Teespring store. Teespring.com/stores/generallynerdy is the only place to get this shirt, so definitely go get yourself one today while supplies last, but they make them to order, so, go get one and stuff. Let's hit up the news now. So we're going to do, kind of like we did last week, we're going to talk about the YouTube stuff real quick, because there's some great stuff that's happening across the YouTubes. It's super entertaining, and then we're going to get into the other nerdy bits. So, first on the list is Jailhouse Rock is the cover this week by Leo Moracchioli. I know I'm so close to saying that name right. Over on Frog Leap Studios. Like I said, I don't like bringing up the same stuff every week, but this one stands out even more than last week's did, because Sultans of Swing is a great song, Jailhouse Rock is a classic, and he death metaled it. There's blast beats in Jailhouse Rock. It's so great. It is so unique and wonderful. You definitely need to go check it out over on the Frog Leap Studios channel. The next bit of YouTube news is we got a bunch of Honest Trailer stuff that I haven't been bringing up. They are super consistent with their once a week. There's the Sea of Thieves, there's the Far Cry, there's Metal Gear Survive. I really wish I had brought up Metal Gear Survive because it kind of ties into stuff that came out that we talked about on the channel. So yeah, those 3 on the Honest Game trailers, and then Honest Movie trailers. We got one for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. All of these links will be down in the description down low. Then, final bit of YouTube news. For those of you who are photography enthusiasts, or those of you who just like super charismatic YouTubers, Peter McKinnon gave us 2 videos this week. The first one is kind of a whatever video. Nothing super new, nothing super exciting, but the second one that he just posted this morning, I filmed these on Friday, so Friday morning, that one is about how he has a friend who's also probably Canadian, because apparently all of the super nice, charismatic YouTube types are from Canada. Anyway, he has a friend who has a really crazy Instagram feed, and he makes himself look like he's floating. Kind of makes himself look like he's falling in style, but I don't know, tomato, I feel like is kind of the takeaway from that. But they show you how he does it, and Peter walks you through, so there's a really interesting and really informative Photoshop lesson over on Peter's channel that he posted this morning. So if you are interested in such things, if you are looking to step up your Instagram game, jump over to Peter McKinnon's site. Link to the video or Peter McKinnon's YouTube channel rather. Link to the video is in the description. All right, YouTube stuff done, out of the way. First on Random Nerdy Bits, we're talking about donuts. That's right, food. With the starting of the Renaissance Nerd series, I feel like we're probably going to get some more food news sporadically, a little more frequently than we were before. Last week we were talking bacon, this week we're talking donuts. It seems that Krispy Kreme in Australia, no word about if it's coming to the States yet or not, but I know there are Australian types who are on the YouTubes, so you guys over in Australia are going to get some donuts. Emphasis on the dough, like, you know, Homer Simpson, because they look like the donuts, the Lard Lad donuts from The Simpsons. They are supposed to be available all through the month of April in Australia. No word whether or not they're going to bring them to the States ever, but for now, enjoy the donuts, guys. That's really cool. So next on the list is unique. So some of you may remember a few years ago there was this really stupid thing called a Furby. Well, it seems that someone is taking the idea of Furby and mixing it up with Alexa and Gigapet and Facebook. More specifically, social media. So, are you tired of social media stalking you and learning all your things and selling them to crazy foreign interests, or, you know, whatever, just being generally creepy? Well, there are a couple of scientists in Korea who last month took this idea to the International Conference of Human-Robot Interaction. So this is an ongoing conversation that we have on the channel, because we talk about AI and we talk about in the culture, in the literature and entertainment inside of the culture, how people interact with AI beings and robots and so on and so forth. This is kind of bringing that a little more into the real world. So the name of the thing, which you've been seeing on your screen, is Freebo, F-R-I-B-O, and they're marketing it as a robot for people who live alone. It's super interesting. It's super, super unique. I'll link to the video down in the description so you can kind of watch. It's in Korean, but it is subtitled, so, you know, that's a good thing. But, it doesn't have voice recognition. It does have audio recognition, but it will not learn your voice because that's considered too intrusive. So it will recognize, like, when you leave the house, and then it will let your friends know that you have left the house. Only it won't tell them you left the house. It'll say one of your friends has left their house. Are they going to work or something along those lines? Or if it hears your washing machine start, it'll let your friends know one of your friends has. So it's really nondescript, and it kind of only works if everyone you know has one of these Freebos, because if it's just two of you and it says one of your friends, then you kind of lose that anonymity that it grants you. But when your Freebo communicates to somebody else's Freebo that you have done a thing, if they interact with the Freebo, and how do you interact with Freebo? You clap. So it's also part clapper, clap on, clap off, the clapper, yeah, that thing. So they clap or they knock on something or whatever they do to get more information. Then it tells them who it is. So it still knows, it still will share that information. The people just have to actively engage to get it. So that's a very interesting take on quasi social media. Super, super crazy nerdy. There's again, watch the video that I link in the description. It's really interesting. It kind of looks like an anime cat, and it has a screen, and yeah, just very, very interesting little thing. But that's enough on that crazy little robot. We're gonna kick on over next to some nanozymes. Much like an enzyme, only created with nanotechnology, nanorods that are 1/1000th the size of a human hair. Australian researchers at RMIT University are working on enzymes that utilize light to kill bacteria. So it completely eradicates bacteria through a non-chemical means, which means the bacteria can't build up a resistance to light, because light is not a thing that you build a resistance to. Theoretically, we don't know that 100%, but I'm sure through the research of this we will find that out. Lead researcher, I'm going to try and pronounce his name, Vipul Bansal, director of RMIT's nanobiosensing facility, thinks they have figured it out. Right now, their nanozymes only function with light from a flashlight. They're working to build it up so that it utilizes sunlight, so then you could effectively sunscreen, put it in a sunscreen, you can put it in paint and paint your walls with it, and it kills these bacteria. They're specifically gearing it towards E. coli. There was something, I think it was just primarily E. coli, so that if you've watched, as bogus as some of the science is, the second season of Bill Nye Saves the World, there is some very interesting information about superbugs and how we are effectively just creating superbugs, and this is sound science, and the nanozymes will hopefully kind of reverse that clock a little bit, because like I said, they theoretically cannot build up a tolerance to light. The last bit that we're talking about this week is a lot less nerdy, but still pretty interesting news for anyone who does podcasts or video like you are watching right here. Microsoft sometime this summer is going to expand the capabilities of Skype. Skype is super commonly used amongst the tech types who do such things as this, and right now as it stands, you kind of have to get a third-party program to record your Skype conversation. If you watched any of my Eclectica stuff, you know how buggy that can be if you haven't done it a million times. And even then, there's still random glitches in the system, because most third-party applications, people get our freeware. That's the ones that we used over on Eclectica, and freeware is notoriously buggy. It's getting a lot more solid. OBS these days is beautiful, but it's still not perfect. So Microsoft is putting some time into creating Skype for content creators. Effectively, it eliminates the need of that third-party program in order to record all of the information in your conversation so that you can do a podcast with multiple people and still get good video and good audio for the recording. So that's really awesome. Definitely going to be keeping our ears open for that, because over on Obscene, we are looking for that very exact solution for problems we're having. So we're going to talk about it. If it comes out and it's full of crap, then we'll definitely analyze that a little bit. But that, guys, is the end of this week's episode. What did I miss from all over the nerddom? Definitely let me know in the comments down low. What should we talk about next week? Also, let me know that down in the comments below. If, though, you want to go deeper into the conversation, jump over to the website. GenerallyNerdy.net is the website. You can get all the social media links. You can get the links to the stores. You can get all of the free stuff is up on the website, GenerallyNerdy.net. If you want to support the channel a little more directly than buying stuff from the stores, there is a Patreon page as well. Patreon.com/GenerallyNerdy is the place to go donate. You can donate just $1 a month, and that does incredible things to help me out. There are more tiers. All of that is laid out on Patreon.com/GenerallyNerdy. But if you are new to the channel, click that subscribe button. If you like the episode, click the like button. If you are falling behind on your nerd news and you want to catch up, click or tap that box to the left of my face to do that. Before you click any of the stuff or check out any of the websites, guys, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.